So welcome back to Sell More Books Academy. I'm Preston Squire, author coach, and successful indie publisher. The world needs to hear your message, and it's time to get it out. In today's bonus episode, we are looking at TikTok for authors. And I must say, this is one of my favorite topics thus far, because I've had a lot of fun digging into this and learning all this stuff for myself, because I haven't used TikTok to promote my books previously, but I am going to start using it now because it's really kind of a cool and exciting thing. So what we're going to cover what is it, why do we care as authors, and how to get started using it. So as I mentioned right off the bat, I have to confess that prior to doing the research for this episode, I didn't know much about TikTok either, but I knew everybody in the industry was talking about it, or at least they were up until about 6 months ago, and then the talk kind of cooled down. And why did it cool down? Well, I see two main reasons for that. One, the US government's been openly musing about shutting TikTok down in the US. I won't get into that whole debate, but essentially TikTok is owned by China, as in the country. But I see this as an opportunity in the end. And the second thing is that AI has stolen the spotlight. Right now, everybody's talking about AI and the impact that's going to have on writing and everything. And so it's just kind of gotten bumped out of the hot platform topic right now. But as I mentioned, really, I think this is a good thing. And why is that? Because TikTok's already proven to be very effective as a way for authors to get the word out about their books and to build a platform and to increase book sales. But if other people are concerned that it's going to get shut down or too distracted to pay attention to it, that just means there's more of an audience, there's less competition for those who are jumping in. And you might say, well, what if the US government actually does ban it? Well, not a problem, actually. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube are all copying TikTok now. They all have TikTok-esque features. So they're all sitting there just waiting for this to happen so they can kind of jump into that and become the new TikTok. So even if TikTok does get shut down in the States, you just move on right into that next thing and keep going. And you don't have to wait for that to happen, because once you get started on TikTok, you can very easily just transfer those same videos over to those other social media platforms and be building an audience there as well. So even if the worst does happen, you just keep going and not a big deal. It's really not a hindrance to starting now. So what exactly is TikTok? And TikTok is a newish social media platform. It's been around about 2 years in North America, but much older in Asian countries. Prior to TikTok, there was Musical.ly, which was a simpler video-based app where kids mostly were just doing lip syncing and dancing videos to music. And then TikTok came along looking to get into the Western market, so they bought it Musical.ly out, and they turbocharged it. It was a lot more robust features and turned it into the giant that it is now. And while the demographics are largely young, older users, and I'm talking like 30 and up, are quickly discovering it, and the demographics, 30 up, and I'm talking right up into retirement age, are growing rapidly. So it's the market is there, it's coming, and it's a good time to get in on the ground floor. Also good to know that TikTok's popularity is sort of a counterculture effect to Instagram. So where Instagram was all about the filters and looking good and making great shots, TikTok is kind of the opposite of that, where it's much more real. You don't need to be glammed up, and really it's very difficult to filter like an entire video. What's popular on TikTok are more just quickie slices of who you are, being real and interesting, of course. It's much more grounded. They're much more interested in real life on TikTok than, sort of a glamorified life. However, lip syncing and dancing videos are still very popular and prominent on TikTok. So why do we, as authors, care about this TikTok platform? What's in it for us? Well, in a nutshell, because other authors are having a lot of success promoting on TikTok. In fact, there's an entire subset of TikTok users called BookTok that they're on TikTok primarily to discover new books. And they are going on there looking for book reviews, book readings, finding out from other people, who are in their same genre, what books they've discovered. And this is a potential audience for you. And one of the great things about TikTok is, unlike Facebook, where you can have a following of 20,000 people and you put a post out there and Facebook chokes that down. So only a few hundred people of those 20,000, even though those 20,000 people all said, we want to know what this person's doing. Only a few hundred are going to see that post because Facebook chokes it. And if you want the whole 20,000 to see it, you're going to have to pay a lot of money boosting the post. TikTok, on the other hand, even if you have 0 followers, anything you post and everything you post will get shown to at least 200 people, guaranteed. Because that's just how it works. As soon as you put something out, it's showing it to 200 people that it thinks will be interested in what you just did. And then based on the engagement of those 200 people, how long they watched it, did they rewatch it, did they comment on it, did they, like it or anything, they'll show it to more. And so, and if the engagement's good with them, they'll show it to more and more and more. Literally, if your video goes viral, it could be seen by millions of people pretty much overnight. That's unlikely to happen, of course, but it can happen, which is something that you just don't see on other social media channels at all. More realistically, though, your post could be seen by hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of people. And a lot of those people will then follow you, and then they'll be seeing more of your videos all the time. So building a following on TikTok can be done a lot quicker and easier than it can on other platforms. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, well, yes, that is cool and all, but can I promote my book? Yes. Yes, you can promote your book, but not on every post. If all you do is pitch, and pitch, no one is going to care about you and what you've got to say, as you clearly don't care about them. Like any social media channel, people are there to entertain themselves. They're there to learn, maybe. They're not there to be sold to, and like any social media or even building a email list, it's all about creating know, like, and trust, which means, I'll break that down quickly here, is when you're trying to build any audience, you can't just say, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. And you'll see amateurs on Facebook trying to do that all the time. And it's just not effective. You got to get people to know who you are, right? They got to see you as an expert or an author or somebody who shares their same passions. Or, if you're a writer of kids' books that you care about, this particular thing for kids or, what have you, they got to know, who are you, what are you about? They have to like you, right? You want to build some rapport with them, so they just think you're a decent human being. You're somebody, that is likable and trust. You got to develop some trust. So you want to give content, you want to give them some stuff, give them some entertainment, give them some content, give them something before you start asking for something in return. So those are your, any platform, whether it's Facebook, whether it's, an email list, YouTube, whatever it is, you're always looking to build know, like, and trust. And once you've got those built, then you can start asking them to buy stuff from you, or rather just telling them about what you have available to them, because at that point, they're already interested. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know how they can have more of you. So you can't just put out every video, buy my book, but you can pitch regularly. You can do like one a day. You can put out a video that's primarily about buying your book. What's suggested is a 75-25 rule. So that is, if you were to do 4 videos a day, on 3 of those videos, and let me stop sharing my screen here. On 3 of those videos, you're going to do something other than directly talk about your book. And then on that 4th video, you can talk about your book. Now you're probably thinking 4 videos a day, what? Don't worry, relax. Remember that this is A, informal, and B, really short. TikTok videos are typically 7 seconds to a maximum of 90 seconds long. And generally, you don't want to even get up to a minute. You want to keep it, short and snappy. If it is educational, you can go longer, but you still have to grab attention right away. So just think more like Twitter, right? So if you can imagine Twittering several times a day, you can do the same thing with TikTok. It's just a matter of pulling out your phone and just whipping something off really quick. And, it's something you could do when you're taking a break from your work. You just, need a mental break from what you're doing. You can do it while you're exercising. You can do it while you're walking. You can do it while you're in the car. You could do it while you're watching TV or cooking, or, basically anytime when you're not otherwise busy, you could just whip out your phone, shoot off a video. That's, as they say, 7 seconds to a minute and a half long, boom, post it, done. So once you get into the mindset of using TikTok, it's not hard to incorporate it into your lifestyle. And there's over 1 billion users on TikTok, and that's growing quickly. So this is why we should be paying attention to TikTok, because there's a huge potential there. And as I say, a lot of authors are already crushing it on TikTok. So how do you use it? What do you do? Well, to get set up is pretty simple. You're going to go to your app store. You're going to download the TikTok app. You're going to create an account, which is, what you would typically expect. And you're going to create a profile, and you're done. And both, the account details and profile details can even be pulled over from Instagram, Facebook, Google. So, very, very simple to do. Now, the question is, what do you share? What are you going to make videos about? And this is really the crux of using TikTok. And it doesn't have to be aimed at kids. It doesn't have to be funny or irrelevant. It doesn't have to look professional. And it's probably better if it doesn't. It does have to be interesting or relevant to somebody, though. It doesn't have to be relevant to everybody, but somebody's got to find what you're talking about interesting and relevant. If you're sharing something that's interesting or fun, then somebody is going to watch it. Now, a lot of what you're sharing can be based around your book. It can be based around your author journey, like your writing experience. It can be around your author lifestyle. It can be about the writing process. It can be about your, if you're doing fiction, you can talk about your fictional world or your characters. If you're doing a nonfiction, you can talk about some of the things you talk about in the book, some of the tidbits, of truths that are in your book that, and with any of those, of course, you can then relate it back to your book. So it makes it easy to just kind of mention, your book without having to say, buy it. You could just be, talking about any of these kind of things and mention your book. Boom, pull it in. Here's the cover of the book, kind of thing. But you don't even have to bring in your book every single time either. Sometimes you could just be sharing information, giving them good content, or just having fun. Another thing that you can do, which, as I mentioned, a lot of the book talkers are specifically using TikTok for this, is doing a review of other books that are in the same genres or related to what you do. And then again, you can mention that, if this seems interesting to you, check out this book, and also you'll probably be interested in my book as well. And again, there's another opportunity for you to show your book. Book covers, surprisingly, this is a visual medium, but book covers are a thing on TikTok. If you got a really nice book cover, you can actually do a video or even an entire series of videos doing a cover reveal of your book cover. So this is something that's done all the time on TikTok. To get started, what you want to do is just see what other people are doing. So you're going to do a search, and this TikTok, you often search by hashtag. So you just put in hashtags books and hashtag whatever genre you're writing in. Or you could do hashtag book talk and your genre. And it's going to, of course, give you a whole bunch of videos that you can choose from. So, it'll give you the top 50. So go skim through that top 50. Look for people who are similar to you, like your kind of age demographics. If you're a woman, you can look for another woman in your same age demographics who's getting a lot of views, and watch her videos. What is she doing? Right? Just check out what they're doing, and then you'll know, what's working, basically. So just by seeing what other people are doing, you can see, what their approach is, what they're doing that's getting them a lot of views, and then you can do the same kind of things. And, copycatting isn't just an acceptable practice on TikTok. It's actually an integral part of the whole TikTok ecosystem. Because it was originally all these people doing like lip syncing and dancing videos. It's set up that, if you see a video that you like, you can just literally rip the music or the effects off of that video and onto the one you're shooting right now. So, it's very easy to kind of just copycat what somebody else has done and make it your own and just put it out there. As long as it's something that's working and it works for you. In other words, it fits your style. It won't be totally out of character for you to be doing this. You can just say, oh, that's fun. I see a lot of people are checking that out. Let me try that, and do your own version of it. Follow these authors as well. Follow the popular authors who are getting results. And, then TikTok, every time they put out a new video, TikTok is going to send it to you so you can see, the trends and what's working and what they're doing. And don't be afraid to just try stuff. Don't just try something new. And I've heard a lot of people, who have been on TikTok for a long time now say, it was a video that they really didn't give too much thought to, that they just kind of did off the cuff, that ended up going viral and getting a whole bunch of views. So you just never know what's going to work. So don't just have fun with it. That's really the key thing, is to have fun with it. And if you're having fun, then people are going to have fun watching you have fun. So don't make it a chore. Just keep it light, keep it fun. Talk about what you know, talk about what you enjoy, share your life, and just have some fun with it. As far as how often should you post, there isn't any golden rule for the amount of times you should post in a day. But early on, especially when you're trying to build up an initial audience, it's better to post more often. So 4 is, 4 times a day is a good recommended amount. But if you can only do 1 a day, that's fine. Do 1. The key for TikTok is consistency. If it sees that you're posting on a consistent basis, it tends to share your stuff more widely than if you're just sporadic about it. So do try to keep very consistent. And it doesn't have to be like the exact same times every day, but just, you've got new content going out on a regular basis. And you'll get rewarded for that. You can also consider batching your videos if just doing stuff off the cuffs throughout the day, kind of like a Twitter post doesn't suit you. And, you won't be seen on camera without your makeup on or, what have you. You got your studio you want to shoot in. Consider batching your videos. So, just write down as you're thinking of it, different little things you'd want to talk on. And then, put on your makeup, get your studio, your lighting and everything set up, and just knock a bunch of them out at one time. Again, these are short videos. We're talking 7 to 30 seconds is a great length for these videos. You can go longer. 3 minutes is the maximum you can post, but most people aren't going to be watching a 3-minute video. It's hard to keep their attention that long. So you're just making a bunch of short videos. So if you got like an hour, you can knock a whole bunch of them out, share one now, and just bank the rest. And then throughout the day or throughout the week, you can just be, posting those to TikTok so that you've got that, kind of regular consistency without having to, interrupt your day otherwise. So batching them is another way that you can do it. One key for success, though, on TikTok is that you want to grab people's interest immediately. So you need to do something right off the bat within the first few seconds that's going to grab their attention, so you want to touch on their pain point or mention something weird or interesting or controversial or just do something fun, right? But you got to do something in that first 7 seconds that's going to get them to stop and go, wait, what? And now you get their attention and now you can kind of keep them, but yeah, if your first 7 seconds are just like a bore, they're probably just going to go to the next video. So you do have to hook them right at the beginning, not at the end. Give them your hook right off the bat, grab their attention, and then keep them with whatever it is you're doing in that video. You want to use hashtags. So if you're not familiar with a hashtag, you've seen a lot of them. Those are all the pound symbols and then a word that you see on all kinds of social media. And hashtags are pretty important, particularly important on TikTok. And you want to use them on all your posts, but don't overuse them. And, this is kind of a critical thing with TikTok. TikTok uses those hashtags to determine who the audience is, what this video that you just shot is for, who's it for, and also for discoverability. So, for example, if you use the hashtag book talk, so, you want to, it knows that this video is meant for these, self book talk members. It knows who they are. It knows who these book talk people are, and it will show it to them. And also, of course, if somebody goes on there and they're looking for videos with hashtag book talk, your video is going to be in that list there somewhere. But with TikTok, you don't want to overdo the hashtags. Too many hashtags seems to confuse the TikTok algorithm and it stops showing it effectively. So fewer is better. They recommend not more than 4 hashtags at the max. 2 or 3 are really good. So you want to keep it specific. It's much better as far as TikTok goes with the hashtags to keep it very specific to the niche market you're aiming for, rather than trying to do a whole bunch of hashtags to grab everybody, right? So keep it specific as far as your hashtagging goes. Now, Book Talk, I've mentioned these guys a few times. So within TikTok, there's a whole subculture of Book Talk members, and they're just, people who are using TikTok primarily to find out about books, and they have their own culture within TikTok. So, if you're going to be, using Book Talk, hashtag Book Talk, to get in front of these guys, which is great. You want to do that, but you should be aware of their culture. Then there's a couple of things, just that you will see right off the bat. If you look at, if you search hashtag Book Talk, pull up their videos, you're going to see a couple of things right off the bat. One, very commonly, you're going to see in the background will be a bookshelf. So Michelle, you're already perfect. You're set up and good to go. But you will commonly see a bookshelf behind. And I assume that's because having that bookshelf there full of books just symbolizes that you are a serious book person. You value books, you own books, you read books, you are part of their culture. So you will very commonly see bookshelves in the background of videos for these this group. And the other thing you're going to see a lot of is crowns. And I'm talking like royalty crowns. And I don't know where this came from. I assume there was some trending video that started this, but you will see a lot of people wearing crowns, particularly women, in this Book Talk culture movement. So just, you just want to be aware of those things. And again, just search for videos, hashtag Book Talk, look at the top 50 ones and just, kind of see the trends. And trends on TikTok do change, fairly often. Something will come in for a few days and then something else will come in, so you want to you just want to stay aware, basically, of what's trending. And as I said, if you see something trending, you can copy it and do that. And that's, another good way to get your videos out. But again, don't overdo the jumping on every single trend and doing a video like that, because you kind of muddle what you're messaging, and you muddle your TikTok results, right? So it is good to jump on, trends occasionally, but jump on the ones that are most relevant to you, the ones that you like, the ones that, just are most in line with what you're doing. And don't feel like you have to jump on every single trendy thing that's going on, because ultimately that's probably not going to help you. And as a consumer, being on TikTok, of course, you want to follow other authors and, videos about books like yours and stuff like that. So, it's feeding you those kind of videos. But the great thing with TikTok is you can also tell it what not to show you. And initially, when you're first joining TikTok, it's going to be showing you everything in the kitchen sink because it doesn't know you yet. So you are going to see those dancing videos. You're going to see kitten videos. You're going to see all this kind of stuff. And what you do is you just tap and hold the screen, and an option will come up, and you can just say, not interested. And then it will stop showing you videos of that sort. So if you say, not interested in cat videos, it'll stop showing you videos with cats. And if you say not interested in lip syncing, it'll stop showing you videos with lip syncing, right? It's not asking for the genre, but it knows what, videos like that one you just said not interested in, it won't show you anymore. And so soon you can kind of narrow it down to just the content that you want to see. And really on this account, you just want it to be, as I mentioned, other authors, other books similar to yours and things like that, things that are relevant to you, and also things that will inspire you and give you ideas for, what to do next, because they're always going to be looking for new inspiration, so just narrow it down to those kind of things. Now, if you like the cat videos, if you like some of this fun and funny and irrelevant stuff, that's good. Just create a second account. Just create a second account to use for your own personal enjoyment, and just, have all that fun stuff, but keep your author account, more narrowed down. It's focused. It's a focused experience for you, and TikTok knows who you are and what you're about and will better represent you that way. You can also use like a secondary account on TikTok if you go by a pen name. So if you have like when I interviewed Tim Riordan, he does nonfiction as his pastor, Tim Riordan, and then he does fiction because he does secular fiction books under a pen name. So, in a case like that, you can just create two different TikTok accounts. You can promote he can promote his pastor messages and his nonfiction books on one account, and then he can promote his fiction books on the other account, which are getting seen by different audiences. And, TikTok is going to learn who's the audience for that, and it's going to be showing it to that audience. So you can keep them separated that way. So for example, I'm going to start going on there, and I'm going to be posting on publishing books, and giving advice and just doing little tidbits on writing and publishing and marketing. And of course, mentioning the Sell More Books Academy. But I'll create a second account to talk about my comic book and my children's book, because it doesn't make sense to have those in that same bucket, right? It'll really confuse the audience. So if I keep it separate to separate accounts, then, I'm going to have a whole bunch of comic geeks watching my one account, and I'm going to have a bunch of serious authors watching the other. And that's perfect. That's what I want. So just separate it out like that. So I've been bombarding you guys with a whole lot of information. So let me pause now and give you guys a chance to ask some questions. And then we will actually shoot a TikTok video, just so you can see how easy it is. So any questions to begin with?
I don't think I have any questions at this point. You've done a good job explaining it, and I wasn't real, familiar with TikTok. I mean, I've seen some posts by other people, but don't have an account and never been involved in it. So it's good information. Thank you for sharing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead, Amy.
Amy, you're on mute.
A second. Oh. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead and comment. I was waiting for your comment, and then I was gonna somehow form a question.
Yeah, I was just going to say that what's exciting me about TikTok for me personally is just the fact that, yeah, you can put out a message. It is going to get seen by at least 200 people, and potentially far, far more, because, as somebody like, I've got 1,000 people followers on Facebook. Cassie has like almost 20,000. And when you're putting something out and you know that only a tiny little fraction of that audience that you've worked hard to earn is going to see your post, it's a very frustrating thing. So to know that you don't have those kind of artificial restrictions on TikTok, and in fact, conversely, the more people like what you're posting, the more people are going to see it. And it can very easily, expand into the tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and possibly even millions of people. It, is just fun. It's like, okay, if it's not doing well, it's just me. I suck. It's not that Facebook's, just not showing it to anyone. It just didn't land, right? So that's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. Just have to do something a little different next time I do it. And, the second thing is just that it is more down to earth. They're not looking for the glam and the glitter. They're not looking for a lot of polish. on TikTok, so it just makes it much more casual. You can just be much more casual about it. And as I say, it's like, okay, great. It's like I do videos while I'm on my walk, once a week anyway. So it wouldn't be anything really to do, even smaller ones, just, every day. Right. And just, I get bored of whatever I'm doing right now. Let's just do a little TikTok video right now. And I've got endless stuff to talk to, as you guys well know. So it's not hard for me to just, talk to something. And it's great platform for me because, I've got all this content. And I've been thinking, well, I could put some of it free on YouTube, or convert some of it to blog posts and share it on blog posts. But, essentially still, whatever way I do it, it's still just giving away all this content for free. But on TikTok, I'm still giving away the content for free, but because TikTok is by nature just micro bites, little bites of information, it works perfectly, because it's like, are you struggling with like writer's block? Here's a couple of things you can do to overcome it. And if you want more, check out blah. Right? Because they have to be short. So it's like, that's great. I can do a whole series on stuff too if I want. So that's kind of what's got me excited about TikTok, is that, I can see how I can use this and it not feeling burdensome. It's like, oh, I got to do another thing. What am I going to do? Just more off the cuff. Let's talk about this.
That's good. So I'm trying to think, like, because Michelle and I are doing the book together,
Mhm.
and so would we do TikTok videos together or separate? What would you suggest?
I would
I mean,
suggest
I haven't even been on TikTok before, so I don't even know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but I haven't seen the variety
yeah,
of different videos.
yeah. Yeah, and as I say, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff, but don't worry about most of that stuff. Just not interested in most of that stuff, and just search for what you are interested in, because really that's all that matters to you. If 500 million people are watching lip syncing video, who cares? It's not relevant to you. You only cared about those maybe 200,000 people who are interested in what you're doing, right? What I'd recommend for you guys though is create a joint account. So Michelle and Amy, and maybe if you got a name for your book or something, you can toss that in there somehow. And even though you haven't got a book out yet, you guys can start sharing on your writing journey. You can start, sharing, oh yeah, you know what? We just got together. We're doing this book, and this is where we're at. Right. And so you can start talking up your book. And I say, you don't have to talk about it every single video, but you can talk about it regularly, and start building interest in it, so that once your book is out, now you've already established a following, right? And they say, hey, it's out. Check it out on Amazon or whatever, right? So yeah, you don't have to wait till your book is out. You can start now and just start sharing where you're at and bring them along on the journey.
So question with Facebook, where you can boost a post or where you can pay for advertising or whatever, it sounds like that's not even an option with TikTok. It's based solely on the interaction of the video from the start, right?
Right.
Okay.
It is an option on TikTok. You can pay to push your video out more, but it's and this may change. But the way TikTok is set up right now, right? If your viral isn't already at least going somewhat viral, right? Boosting it really isn't going to help, because if people aren't interested in watching it for free, then I'm still not going to be interested when you're putting money behind it. So the only time you'd want to pay is if a video's already got traction, it's already growing, and then it's almost like, well, why do I need to pay for it now? Because it's already, you know, getting picked up organically. So yeah, it's very kind of different reality. And I mean, it's just something that, you know, when you get there and, you know, if and you see something's doing well and it's like, oh, let's just give it a little bit push and put a few dollars behind it. Certainly you can do that. Or you could also just do more videos just like that one and just keep, you know, keep trying to generate that same result. So, but it is an option on TikTok to pay to boost as well.
Okay, thank you.
And then will you do you recommend linking it to your website or no? I'm just trying to think how you could.
Great question. So you can link it immediately to Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, I believe. And I haven't tried it yet, but I've read that you can just either, like, once you put up a video, you can easily just have it send it to those other platforms. So it'll just, you know, because they've all created their own TikTok like mini video things, right? I think it's Reels on Facebook and, you know, it's Shorts on YouTube or something like that. So they you know, they've all created their own imitations of TikTok, and you can just send them right over to that. As far as your actual website, you can, but only when you've got 1,000 followers. So once you have 1,000 followers, you can put a URL in your bio, but not until then.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's the first thing you'd want to do, is to try to build up to 1,000 so you can put it in there. Now, let me actually go back here. And one of the other things I just wanted to mention for TikTok is, you know, using a website. So you can't put a website anywhere on TikTok until you have 1,000 followers. So once you get 1,000 followers, it allows you to put a, you know, URL in your bio. So that's the first thing you want to get to. You want to build up to that 1,000 follower mark. And if you just mention a website, so, you know, for, you know, our books, we've got a designated website where we got all the books, ChristianWeightLossBooks.com. TikTok does not want you doing that, and they will actually, if they, you know, hear you talking, you know, go to my website, blah, blah, blah.com, they will just mute that part of the video. They'll actually take that out. So, and you can't, you know, type it onto the screen or anything either. But what you can do is you can just have a little image somewhere in the background with your site on it, or you know, you just bring it in at some point, and so you can get it on there that way, just using some imagery in the video itself to, you know, show a video if you need to send somebody to a video. I mean, for authors, since we're all doing books, you don't necessarily need a video, right? You can just say, hey, this is my book, you know, blah, blah, blah. Check it out on Amazon or anywhere you buy books, right? As long as you know, they know the name, the title of the book or your name, they can pull it up, right? So you don't necessarily, as an author, you don't really need a website per se, but if you do want to send them somewhere, then that's the way to do it, is to just have it on something within the video so they can see it and it won't get filtered out by TikTok's system. So another great question is, can you build an email list using TikTok? And the way you're going to build an email list using TikTok, it's the same way you're going to do it with your book or through any other platform. And that's by having some kind of free offer. So something for people to download. So, you know, it could be the first 20 pages out of your book. It could be, you know, if you're doing, if it's a fiction book, you know, what's common is you write a prelude to that. So it's something that happens prior to the start of the book, or a short story about one of the main characters in the book, or, you know, something like that that's related to the book, but isn't giving away core details of the book itself. If you don't want to do the first couple of chapters, if it's a nonfiction book, then you can just do, you know, some cheat sheet or some kind of tool, or, you know, something like that that people can use. And you see this all the time on the internet, but you give them, you know, something that the value to them that they can download. But before they can download it, of course, they have to give you their name and email. And this is how you build your email list. So on TikTok specifically, you're just going to, you know, weave that into some of your videos that, you know, hey, you know, if you're interested, you know, if it's like a nonfiction book, you know, it's like, if this is something you struggle with, check out my free tool for this at da-da-da. Well, again, you can't say it, but, you know, at this image, you know, at this site that you see back here. You kind of
have it on a, you could even have it on a t-shirt.
You could have it on your t-shirt, absolutely. Yep. Yep, you just want to have it somewhere in screen. And then they can see it without you having to actually say what it is, or, you know, manually you can't put it in the comments or anything like that. So that's the best way to do it. But yeah, just let them know they can get this free thing there and send them there, and you collect their emails, names and emails there. And I'll do a whole thing on how to set that up in another training, but that's how you do it on TikTok as well. Okay, so let's do a TikTok video. So just kind of show you how easy this actually is. I'm just going to pull it up here on my phone.
You're going to be the only one on it, right?
What? You guys don't want to be on TikTok?
All right, I better check my hair. Ah, my hair's a mess.
Yeah, I just got iPhone Amy here, so.
Hold on a second. Did my,
Okay.
I don't know what. Hold on. Oh, geez.
There you are.
I would have combed my hair if I had known something was going on.
All right. So as you can see here, right now, it's not showing me any videos. It's just set up for me to start a video. So it's just a matter of, I've already gone in, created my account and created my profile. And so this is going to be my first video. And they recommend for your first video, just basically introduce yourself. Hi, I'm so-and-so. This is what I'm about. Got it up.
I'm going to change my name real quick.
I gotta. Hi, there we go. So, and you have a book that you're not getting those kind of sales that you want? I'm Preston Squire, author coach, and successful indie publisher. And I'm here now on TikTok to help you, give you some advice, and show you what you can do to sell more books. And I'm just here right now live with my own Sell More Books Academy, teaching them to use TikTok to sell more books and get their own message out. So if you have a question that you would like to know about the writing process, about marketing, or about publishing your book, hit me up and I'll provide a video answer for you right here. And that's it. Ta-da!
Awesome. You'll have to let us know how you did.
Yes, I will.
what will happen? I mean, will you see how many people view it, or
Yes, so exactly what's gonna happen is,
Amy's more excited for you than you are, Preston.
Yeah, like, numbers, tell me the numbers.
oh, okay, I see.
I
It's
almost
giving-
feel like we need
It's
to
giving me an option here to add like an icon to my screen. So you can just like press that and go right into shooting a video.
All right, I'm gonna take a little screenshot.
So now it's uploading it. Sure, turn on notifications. I'll regret that later. Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna
So
take it,
what's
wait,
gonna
I'm
happen
gonna-
right now is TikTok will take that video based on the hashtags I put in and show it to 200 people. And then based on, you know, their engagement with it, it'll decide if it shows it to more people, right? So people are engaging with it. If they're watching the whole thing, if they like it, if they comment or anything like that, it's going to get shown to more and more and more people. And, you know, we'll see how many people end up watching it overall.
Yay, very cool.
I almost want to put it on Facebook. Like, we just did our own first TikTok video. Check it
Yeah.
out.
Check it out. Yep. And you can too, because I mean, already it's giving me an option here. Let's get that to share it onto the other platforms.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, very cool. As I said, you know, it's very cool just to, you know, take these short videos and move it onto those other platforms. So yeah, Instagram Direct, Facebook's here, you know. So yeah, I can WhatsApp, like all of that, I can just transfer it right over to those platforms as well. So I don't have to be creating multiple content. I can just do the one and then reshare it.
Wow,
So that's great.
that's awesome. So how would you, they just pop up? I mean, you can't direct people to it.
No. Well,
Okay.
I mean, once you get followers, right? Of course, followers are going to see it.
Uh-huh.
But otherwise, yeah, it's based on the hashtags that you put on. Right. And then TikTok also has some algorithms as to what you're talking about in the video. And it decides, I think this type of person is going to be interested in it. And so it'll show it to who it thinks will want to be engaged to buy it. And then it'll, based on their engagement, it'll decide whether it shows it more or just calls it quit after 200.